Hello and welcome to the Psychic Side here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Moonstruck TV, and Enlightening Television, the number one psychic radio uh, network on Earth. So we're delighted to have you here today with us. We are the program that debunks the skeptics. So we try to present a positive perspective of psychic ability and people that are in the business. And today we are going to have a guest with us. You know, we do a lot of fancy stuff here on this program, and so we have another fancy guest with us today. So I want to just let you know that we are always here to take your calls on the times when we don't have guests, and you can always email me at john@johncappello.com if you like to ask me a question or if you want to set up a reading. Just let me know. So today we have with us David Garcia. He is from Miracles of Joy. Now you have met Joy Koff. Joy Koff and David are relatives, and David has just opened up, along with Tiffany, Joy's daughter, um, a new location for Miracles of Joy. And so we're delighted to have David with us today. I was at Miracles of Joy in Bedford, Texas, over the weekend, and I really thought it was very successful, especially for a new shop. It was really good. And this weekend, I'm at the Louisville location, so I'm looking forward to that too. So a big welcome to you, David. Thank you for joining us today. We are happy to have you, and I just wanted to, like I say, welcome you to the show, and have you just tell us a little bit about you and how you came here today. So do you mind just sharing that with us?
Sure. Well, I appreciate you having me on, John. As you mentioned, Joy has been on the show before. Um, we are part of Miracles of Joy, which is in Louisville and now in Bedford. I've been associated with the store now for about 10 years, off and on. But like a lot of us, I was working a corporate job doing data security, so I had that on my plate full time. But on my off time to fuel my passion, I was actually going to Louisville for their classes and their workshops.
Wow.
Um,
Good.
yeah, so it built into what it is today.
Yeah, well, great. That's great. So, what would you say is the kind of place that Miracles of Joy is? What does it have to offer, and what does your specific location have to offer?
Well, and that's the thing is that the core message of Miracles of Joy is still the same. It doesn't matter if it's Louisville or Bedford. We are a store that doesn't follow any one path or religion. We're here for everybody. And, what we want to do is we want to be there for those who are just now noticing their surroundings, being aware of energy and vibration and healing and psychic abilities. I mean, these things have been going on for generations. A lot of that art and that knowledge has been lost. It's easy to find, but everybody on Google and the internet has an opinion on what should be what. It's really hard to find somebody tangible that you can go to and actually talk about things. And the unfortunate thing around the area is that a lot of places they do cater one way or the other, and we just don't do that here. And there's nothing wrong about that, but we
Yeah,
want to be here for everybody.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's a lot of people when they open up a store, they're going to promote what they're culturally and uh, comfortable with. And whether it's a Christian background or a pagan background or another background, those are the things that are going to be highlighted. You have Mexican restaurants, you have Italian restaurants, but they're all
Oh yeah.
restaurants. So you have a lot of things. I think the thing is that you have to look for is authenticity. Who is authentic and who's genuine and who is really looking out for the client. Wouldn't you say that that's what the best thing is?
And it really is because we get a lot of horror stories that actually come into the shop. Um, Dallas, Fort Worth, it's a very big area. That's two large major cities right next door to each other. And in between, who knows what actually goes on. But a lot of individuals do, yeah. A lot of individuals they do come in from different areas and say, this place tried to get me to pay like five, six, $700 for a candle just to rid me of some negative energy. And the thing is that a lot of people aren't really aware of energy or healing or, chakras and things of this nature. So it's real easy for them to get fooled if they had a streak of bad luck. Bad luck isn't negative energy, it's not a generational curse, but people out there just getting taken left and right because they're not knowing anything else.
Yeah, might be a golden candle. Maybe they got a little bit of gold in that
I
candle.
mean, yeah, could be, could very well be.
Maybe it doesn't burn or something, or burns forever.
Yeah, not
So
here though.
yeah, well, that's good to know because I've known Joy for gosh, well over 20 years, and she's been always upfront and always genuine and has always helped everybody. I mean, even when other people haven't helped her, that's she's always been
Well,
amazing individual and a person with a great deal of character, and so it's always been a pleasure to know her. So let me just see what else we have here. So for someone looking for help with the awakening process, that's when you begin to question everything you were taught and begin researching, like everything that there is. Let's see. What are some things that they would need to know when visiting a physical crystal store or looking for help from an online guru? Ah, wow. What do you,
well, I
am I
mean,
an online guru now?
Well, you're moving into it, but not really, no, because you still make appearances. You're a good guy. But the thing about it is like, when it comes to the products that we have in the store, you can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them almost anywhere online, but are you getting the real thing? Is it going to be cracked when you receive it? At least when you come to our location, you can touch the items, you can play the items, you can see if they're meant for you. The other thing is that, again, it goes back to what we talked about earlier. So many people are just out there getting scammed. And I mean, we have lied, and I'm not putting anybody on the spot. I really don't. We don't, condone talking about people's experiences, but this is more of one of those public announcements. And if you have anybody saying that I'm a fourth, fifth, sixth generational whoever, and my family is the only one that can relieve this for X amount of dollars, please walk away because you can do a lot of that stuff on your own and it's just negative energy. It's not, any generational thing. That stuff is in the past. You can relieve that stuff for yourself. Just yeah, I just want people to be cautious because there are a lot of scammers out there and it's unfortunate because nowadays in this economy it's really hard to make a living. People shouldn't be out there getting scammed.
Well, I guess you encounter that more than I do because I find that people that are in that kind of mindset don't last in the business. They don't last, and they're usually rooted out pretty quickly. And I've mentioned on the program a couple of times that there have been a couple of fairs over the 30 years that I've been doing this work that there have been people that would do such a thing, and the moderators of the fair would root them out and tell them not to come back. As a matter of fact, recently there was an incident in at one of the places I went, and now I'm the only person they've invited back. So
Wow.
quite an honor that they have done that. But I appreciate it, and like you said, I don't want to mention any names. And like I said, I don't think those people last. They just don't last because it's just like any other business. If you're good at it and you're wholesome and authentic and you're doing the best that you can, and people see that you're doing the best that you can, then they're going to stick with you. And nobody's always 100% correct, and I know I'm not. And but I just read energy, and sometimes I read energy in a way that people can't take. It's not the energy that's wrong; it's me. I misinterpreted it.
Yeah.
But I always try to own up to it, and if I do make a mistake, I do say something. But like I say, I am fortunate that I haven't run up against a lot of that in my business in my career because I stay away from that, and I steer away from places that I don't feel have the right energy for me. Not to say that they're wrong or anything. It's just that if there's a sense of being uncomfortable, I just don't go. But I've never gotten that from Miracles of Joy. And like I say, I used to go to your original location, which was in Old Louisville. I don't know if you were around at that time. but
No, no, I
we were
actually wasn't.
we would have a tremendous number of people coming into the store, and even in my other locations that I went to. And nowadays, a lot of people just are in the business, and they do a good job, and everybody's going to get a slice of the pie. That's just the way it is. So I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah,
But let me just ask you, what modality do you work with? I know you do some healing stuff. So what do you do?
yeah. Well, I mean, energy work has always been a passion of mine, learning sacred geometry, different things that I'm guided to do with my guides. Excuse me. And I work a lot of that together with holographic sound healing, which Dr. Paul Hubbard came out with. But I've adapted it into Atlantean sound healing because I mean, I resonate with Egypt, but I resonate more with like Atlantis and Lemuria more. But basically, I can go within a body, I can release vibrations, energy, heal past life trauma. I'm constantly learning, it's constantly evolving into something new all the time. And and today it's more of soul retrieve, taking back pieces of your soul from a soul contract.
Very good, very good. So you have sessions yourself with clients, and how long is usually a session with one of your clients?
Well, I mean, like most healers, if you just want a basic energy attunement, it's like 15 minutes for $30. If you're looking to work on something more serious, a little more rooted, they can go anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. But that's pretty much everybody that works through Miracles of Joy. It's all the same pricing.
Yeah, well, very good, very good. Yeah, I noticed that some of the people that came to my events last weekend had experienced some of your healing, and I noticed the change in their energy. It's like I said, like you're recovering from something, and you mentioned to me later that that person did go to one of your sessions, and so you're definitely someone that can work with energy and make a difference because there was certainly a shift in that person's energy, that one in particular. So very good. Well, what do you think the future holds for your location? What's your plans?
Well, I mean, the sky's the limit. Realistically, Fort Worth has been really kind to us. The people in Bedford has been great. Individuals have been coming from all over to check us out and see our events. And although we do have a lot of weekly events, monthly events, we're constantly growing and adding a lot of free events. We do want the community to come out to be a part of it. Doesn't matter if you've never had crystals, had a card reading, just come out, try it out, see what it's about. You don't have to speak up the first time you hear. Everybody's nervous. It's new. And it really is. My first time, the place, Louisville, looked gigantic. And it's not a big place. And back then it didn't have a lot of product. It just looked big. It was very intimidating. And, you come in, you just say, hey, we're very friendly. We genuinely care about you. We want to help you with your problems. We don't know everything, but that's why we have tons of books and information. And the thing about it is that people come with that to us all the time about issues and concerns. And because they do that, our knowledge grows. So we know quite a bit, but we don't know everything.
Yeah, yeah. So, what kind of events you have coming up in the store in the next few weeks or so?
Well, we actually have our weekly intuitive tarot classes. They go actually every 2 weeks. We have a shamanic drum circle that's happening this Friday. We actually have psychic mediumship development happening this weekend. And then the following weekend, we actually have our monthly free psychic fair that we do. Um, you put that in with the sound meditations that I do, singing bowl classes. We also are putting healing gatherings in place for the community, Reiki shares. I mean, we have a lot of stuff that is going to take up the entire time slot to talk about
Yeah,
because I mean, we're involved in an online store, phone readings. I mean, we're trying to branch out everywhere. And even if you're not local, you can still participate because now we're doing online videos and we'll be able to reach more people with the knowledge that we have to share.
yeah. So it sounds like in some ways you're trying to build a community. Does that make sense?
I mean, it really is. And the thing about it is that there's a lot of places that are established in Fort Worth that have welcomed us and wanted us to be a part of the things they already have established so we can all come together and grow as a community. And I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So you're kind of non-denominational, metaphysical, you're spiritual, you're someone interested in growth and healing. Would that make sense?
You hit it right on the head, sir.
Okay, very good. So if someone's not in the DFW area, how can they do business with you?
I mean, realistically, you can just go to our main site. It's www.miraclesofjoy.org. From there, you can find our Bedford location, our Louisville location. It links up to the online store, phone readers. I mean, everything that we have that we are about is there. You will find links to free videos, paid class videos. I mean, there's just a wealth of information that you can find on our website.
Mhm. So, tell us a little bit more about these videos. What kind of videos are you producing, and where can they find them?
Well, we during COVID was a terrible time because I mean, for everybody, their revenue stream stopped. And what we did is we went from physical in-person appearances to doing everything online, and this prompted us to open an online store. We were doing online psychic fairs, online classes, anything under the sun that we offered in person, we tried to do it virtually. And once restrictions loosened up, some of those things they stuck with us. One of them being the webinars. Now we're building that site up, and it's like mediumship. We would like to do some psychometry. I know that you teach that, so being able to have some of that on the site would be great. But we're also doing like dream interpretations, angels. There's just a bunch of different topics from a lot of gifted and talented psychics that are lending their information and years of experience to provide that to somebody who wants to learn more about it.
Hmm, hmm. So I know that next month I'm going to be there talking about the chakras. And matter of fact, I'm planning to be there every second Wednesday of the month for till the end of the year with a new topic. Um, and so I'm very happy that you're letting me do that. But
Yeah.
um, but I see behind you, you have some of those singing bowls. Can you tell us a little bit about them, and can you tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about each of those bowls? What's the significance of each one of
That
them?
camera guy's on it.
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
Good old
and
Dave.
that's the yeah, I love that guy. He's great. But the thing about it is that, it really depends on who you are. The thing about me is that sound, frequencies, and energy has always been my thing. I was in choir growing up throughout school, but didn't want to be in the spotlight. I was always in the background. But it was the musical notes that really got me, not so much the words themselves. And the thing about it is that there's so much going on with the bowls. People want to hear the exact tones. Their biggest thing is that I need 7 bowls for all energy centers, and this is what I got to do. But the thing about it is, when you play these bowls, when you're the actual healer, your intention works with their angels, their ancestors, and their guides to facilitate these changes in the body. So even if you had one bowl, you could still focus on all the energy centers because it's your intention. You're the one putting that energy out there.
So
And it's
you have to resonate with a particular bowl, and that particular bowl works with your energy. So you don't need to buy all four or all seven bowls. You just have to
well,
buy one in order for it to work. Or
well, John, I run a business. I want people to buy all 7. But and that but that's because I have 2 sets. I have 2 sets. That would be great. But the thing about it is being a healer and understanding for myself and my reality what healing is about. I know that if I was to give you a healing and you had some past life trauma or some trauma from childhood that you want to get rid of, if you haven't learned your lesson and you haven't been doing that shadow work, that work on yourself, your guides are going to let that healing happen. But if you've truly been doing the work and you just can't seem to kick it, then a healer can come in and relieve that vibration because the energy that trauma, that's just a vibration. And we can relieve that vibration out of you. And that's what you saw during that reading with that gentleman in that session, is that we worked on something and something was there and we dove deep and you confirmed it for me after the event
so,
and I confirmed it for you.
so does the sound actually like touch a part of the person's wound and help the vibrate and the vibration help with healing?
Well, this is what I tell people right now. I mean, if I wanted to send you negative energy because I was jealous of your platform and everything you have going on in your life, your guides, your angels and ancestors, plus the energetic bodies that surround you will stop that energy. But I'm speaking right now and you can hear me. And
Mm.
I'm getting all up in your brain and everything. So, I mean, sound is a powerful tool that resonates inside and out. Um, I mean, I mean, your guides will still protect you from energy, even if it is sound energy. But I mean, the whole purpose is that you can still get it. And I apologize for that. We're doing a little work in the bathroom. I thought they were done.
That's all right. No, we can hear it. So, but it just now. Do you have classes that help people learn how to use the singing bowls, or because I've noticed that it's not that easy to just play the sound on those singing bowls. You got to takes a little bit of practice to do that, doesn't it?
Well, and that's the thing, sir, is that all these bowls, and I'm going to go out to the storefront and show you what's going on, but it is really hard to play them at first because we don't have those wrist movements. We don't do those things in our professional life. So the great thing about it is that we have not only classes to teach you how to play them, but as you can see, I'm going to scoot back here. We actually have all the bowls. I adjusted the camera settings. Bad me. I should be spanked on the hand, but we do have all the bowls that you would need for everything that you want to accomplish.
Yeah. Well, they're not cheap, are they?
Well, no, and that's the great thing is that we actually got a great deal on them. We found a really good vendor who was willing to work with us, and the bowls that we actually had on hand, we were able to leverage and reduce the prices. So all of them are really fairly cheap. And then when you think about all the sales and the discounts that we have on a weekly and monthly basis, I
Mm,
mean, just this past week, we had a 30% off sale off of everything. So
yeah.
we have a chopper bowl set for 700, 30% off of that. Comes with 2 cases. I mean, that's a great steal.
Yeah. So what are those bowls made out of? What type of glass?
Well, they're all made out of quartz. I mean, we have,
Those are quartz.
bronze. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, all of them are quartz. Now, we do have some that are crystal infused, and basically they just take the crystals, grind them into a dust, and then they infuse that because all crystal bowls are man-made crystal. They're man-made silicon quartz crystals. So you
Sure.
just infuse that crystal powder into it, and now your bowl will take on obsidian or emerald or rose quartz.
Oh, so they have crystal bowls that are made out of rose quartz, and some that are made out of just like amethyst or some of these other crystals. So yeah, crystals, man, they're very versatile, aren't they?
I
We
mean, they
even have
really are,
military guys.
and that's the thing, the more dive deeper, everything that we use in technology, for the most part, has crystal inside of it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, crystals are recorders. So, do any of those bowls hang on to any memories or hang on to anything like that?
It could be possible. I know that
Do
if
you have to
it,
clear them?
it's
Do you ever have to clear the bowls?
well, I mean, you do. And, quartz amplifies energy, but it also holds energy, just like most crystals.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how often you use them, even if you don't use them very often, you still want to clear that energy because energy floats around everywhere. You can just leave your crystals out and energy can float on and get inside of it. So a lot of people in the spiritual community say when you're done using your stuff, keep them covered.
So, when you cleanse them, how do you do that? With distilled water, and then put it to recharge with moonlight, or like you would another crystal, or what?
Well, no, no, no. With my stuff here, every time I play it, they self-clear. That's the great thing about sound is that sound clears energy.
Oh, it
So
does.
anytime, yeah, and it's the intention of it. So I get inside of my space, I set the intention to clear, and then I'll play a few notes and let the sound radiate through and clear the space. When we do professional house and business clearings, I use a singing bowl, a Tibetan singing bowl, and my wife will use herbs and oils and we'll clear a space for somebody.
Mhm.
So we do use different things to clear energy, and those bowls, just like most crystals, do need to be cleared occasionally.
Wow. So you go into businesses along with homes to do clearings, and you do it with sound energy. Does that help remove any unwanted guests that there might be there?
Well, I mean, you would know better when it comes to unwanted guests, Mr. John. Um, But the
Well,
thing
I'm not
about it is,
in business like you are, but
well, no, but see, that's the thing about it is that energy is it's just we can't really see energy. Some people can see auras, some people can see energy, some can't. And it hides in corners, it hides with dust, and
yeah,
sound vibrates everything. And when
yeah,
you go around a house or a property or a business, you're vibrating that wall, you're loosening that stuck energy in that wall, and then the herbs and the smoke and the intention get it out.
yeah, yeah. Well, Dave, David. This has been very enlightening. Thank you so much for joining me today and for enlightening us on so many issues and about your store and about all the things you're doing. Good luck with the store. I know it's only 5 months old, and so it sounds like you've got a good handle on things. You're a very good operator, and you know what you're doing. So thanks again for being here and. So we're going to get ready to close out the store or close out the the show. So
Not my store.
what I want to do is I want to thank Joy and David for sponsoring our program, and you can always go to their website www.miraclesofjoy. Is it .org or .net? It's .org, I think. .org and
Yes,
use
sir.
PSO223 to get a nice discount. So we appreciate you being our sponsor. And what we want to do is we want to thank all of our listeners and watchers of our show today. It's very kind of you to be here. And we have a new tagline that we're going to be using for the show. And that is just remember that when a skeptic starts saying something ugly about psychics, just remember the psychic side. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll be back to see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.